Hello my ducks, it's Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So it's Sunday afternoon, I've just got back, I've had a lovely Sunday afternoon, met up with a couple of friends. We had coffee in town and then we hopped on a tram and we went out to one of the parks just on the outskirts of the city and had a lovely walk around, had an ice cream, and it's really nice and sunny. To say we are now 13th of November, it's a really nice sunny day. But anyway, a couple of things. Firstly, just before I talk about this new deck that you'll have seen from the title, I bought a new box and this is gorgeous. It's going to go on my coffee table here in the living room. And I wanted a box, a nice large box. The detailing is just gorgeous because I want to put what I call my Power 3 decks that I'm currently or always will work with. So a Rider, a Marseille and an Oracle deck. And I've worked out, let me just create a bit of space actually, that I can fit the three of them in. This is beautifully lined as well. It is really gorgeous. It's a nice heavy box, but look at that brown, like a crushed velvet. It's stunning. So I've got a spread cloth that was a birthday gift from Jen and Elle, made by Jen's son Shane. So I'm going to pop that in. And then my Rider Weight. I mean, this needs no introduction. It's my go-to. It's my number one. It's my soul deck. The only deck I would, feel like I've lost a limb if I lost this deck, because I actually see this kind of like an extension of myself. It's just that deck. So that's one of my Power 3. So that's going to go in there. And then my Marseille has changed recently. So if you saw the video I did in the week or last week of the reveal, this deck is just so beautiful. I love the purples. I love the colours in this deck. It's stunning. So that is now going to be my go-to Marseille. So that is going to go there as well. And then I mentioned this again last night in my Cuppa catch-up and cards. My Oracle deck at the moment, and this could change because Oracles do tend to change from time to time, but currently I'm really enjoying the Anatomy of a Witch. Really enjoying working with this deck. So that it's also got the little guidebook. I did buy the standalone book as well. Again, I mentioned that yesterday in the Hermit's Cave. So that is going to go in there too. So they all fit quite snugly with the spread cloth, and they are my Power 3, and that's going to live on my coffee table. So I can just, if I'm here and people come round and they want to read in, I've got everything I need here. Or, for myself when I do my readings. That box, it is quite heavy because it is a good quality box. So yeah. Anyway, the reason why I've hopped on today, that doesn't look right, that's because I've got my two decks there that I'm working with at the moment. Pop that there. Is because of this little beauty, the classic Rider Waite Smith. Now has Smith added to it. So I went into Waterstones. I was actually looking for a particular deck. I'd actually gone into Ice 9. I'll insert a photo here because I went into Ice 9 and they've now got a cabinet full of decks, tarot decks, which was fantastic. Because there was a deck I was looking for that I know I'd seen in there before, they didn't have it. So I thought, oh, maybe it was Waterstones that I saw it in. Went to Waterstones, they didn't have it in. This was just before meeting up with my friends. So I went to the counter to ask about it, and the girl behind the counter was putting stickers on new books and decks, and I saw this on the counter, and I said, do you mind if I just have a look at this? And she says, no, not at all. She said, it's not out yet. She said, but I'm just stickering it up. So I said, oh, okay, Rider-Waite-Smith. And she said, yes, basically, and she grabbed this deck. She said, it's what's going to replace this. So initially I thought, oh, okay, because I've already got this, you know, the cards are okay. They're heavily laminated, but yeah, I was, okay. And I'd already got the one that was out before that, which was this one, the original Rider-Waite Tarot Pack, the original Rider-Waite Tarot Pack. So I said, oh, is it by Rider then? And she looked at me blank. But she said, well, this is the one that we're going to be stocking over that one. So I said, okay. And then I asked how much it was. So on the back, it says that it's $14.99. When she rang it in, it was £13.54, very random price. And I said, am I able to buy it yet? So she says, well, it's coming up on the till, so yes. She says, but I haven't put it out on the shop floor yet. So I bought it, and I thought for £13, I'm not expecting a lot. I mean, it's not the heaviest of decks, so I'm not sure how great the card stock is, but it's an RWS deck, right? Somebody said to me the other day that if you're a tarot nerd, that nerd stood for need every rider deck. And that's me. I'm a tarot nerd. I need every rider deck. And if you're the person, if you're watching this and you're the person who sent that in a message or a comment on one of my videos, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but thank you for that, because it did make me chuckle. So it looks like it's in quite a nice box anyway. So on the front it says the classic Rider-Waite-Smith. So I'm really glad that a mainstream, you know, high street shop deck has added Smith, because I think that is so important. Tarot includes 78 cards and a 48-page book. But I was really intrigued by what it says on the back, because it said the classic Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot 1909, again adding Smith, is the iconic deck for those interested in the occult and mysticism. With rich imagery and spiritually elevated guidance on meaning, the collaboration between Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith unlocked a world of symbolism that has helped readers divide hidden truths about themselves and others for more than a century. This abridged edition goes to the heart of the meanings that Waite believed were expressed in Smith's art for the cards. I'm intrigued to how they know that. This beautifully designed new deck, will permit you to enjoy the classic cards with a new card back and an easy reference book for how Arthur Waite believed the tarot should read. So how interesting. I'm just wondering if that's where I took the sticker off, whether I can get in that way. So yeah, so new card backs. So it's not going to be roses and lilies. I hope it's nothing really horrendous, because backs on RWS decks do, you know, tend to can put me off. I do like my crackle backs, really, and then the roses and lilies. Anybody else seen this? I'm mindful that sometimes decks come out in other countries before they do in the UK. So it's a top lift-off box, as you can see. It's a really nice design, actually. It's that matte box with the kind of glossy print on it for all the lettering and for the images. Makes it look like it's borderless there, but it's not borderless, as you can see. So yeah, the top comes off. This looks like it's just padding. Yeah, extra padding. More padding. Then we have the book and we have the cards. I didn't hardly turn these over to see what the backs are going to be like. It's not the thickest deck either, so it's not, the cardstock isn't going to be great. I mean, it's in keeping with the box, but that's not the best. There's lots of padding in this box. I've got all that. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I've seen far worse. That 1909 revised deck that has the eye on the back of like a constellation, like a, I don't know, what do they call them? Nebula. So the classic Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, Arthur Edward Waite, abridged edition. It's interesting that we're starting with the Ace of Wands as well. Introduction, the trumps, major and their inner symbolism. And then we've got the Lesser Arcana, Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles. The Greater Arcana and their divinatory meanings. Some additional meanings on the Lesser Arcana. The occurrence of cards in dealing. The art of tarot divination. An ancient Celtic method of divination. So it's colour enhanced cards from the 1909 Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so that's probably why in the shop they're saying that it's the next version of this. And then you can see here that it's 2022, this version. So we get the introduction, which is by somebody called Zana Eve Chown. And then we go straight into the card meanings. You get half a page for each one. Zero the Fool, they put at the end, well, they put it between the Judgment and the World card. And now this, you know, is supposed to be how Arthur Edward Waite. The suits are quite interesting. So they just put little tiny thumbnails, and then it's just text rather than text against each image. Some additional meanings for the Lesser Arcana. So, I mean, it's not the thickest of books. It's a little white book, basically, that's enhanced. All right, so if this is supposed to be the 1909, I'm going to grab the Roses and Lilies, just so I can do a bit of a comparison. I mean, you can already see cardstock is a lot thinner. This is MPC's cardstock. Let's try it against this. So this is the Rider-Waite Tarot pack. Again, it's even thinner than that, look. By quite a few cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 cards thinner. Again, it was £13. It's not broken the bank or anything like that, but it always interests me to take a look at the cards that are going to be kind of like on the shelves on the high street, you know, where people who don't discover our community or just stumble across tarot think that this is what it is, really. Okay, just took the plastic off. Oh my gosh. It is paper thin. Dreadful. I don't think I've ever had a deck this thin. Do you know what this is going to be good for? Journaling. Getting some Pritt stick and slapping it on a page to write about cards, because this isn't going to hold up to any sort of, look at that, shuffling. It is just paper. Literally paper. Let me get to See, I thought the Fool was between Judgment and World. Let's get to... Where are we? Okay, they're that thin that... Okay. I mean, for £13, it's up to you guys if you want to spend that on this. But for another tenner, you know, for £23, you can get this deck, which is glorious. Authentic backs, scans of the 1909 on gorgeous cardstock. Because this one, I won't ever use this deck. It's the worst deck I've got in my 700 plus tarot collection for cardstock. I really am shocked that this is what's going onto the shelves. It's just paper, But anyway, I'm still pleased I've bought it to have a look, and I think I probably will use this, you know, for journaling. If I'm doing kind of like writing about tarot or, you know, pulling a card, I pull it from a... I was going to say, no, because once you've used it, you used it. You know, I could pull the Hermit tomorrow and I could pull it on Friday. So that doesn't... But, you know, just for kind of doing tarot journaling or writing about each card or something like that, doing a reference book, because it's just... Yeah. Anyway, so that is the latest offering to high street shops like Waterstones. Probably you'll see it if you're in the States in your Barnes and Noble, because I think the same kind of family, Waterstones and Barnes and Noble by all accounts. But it's up to you if you buy it. I personally wouldn't. I don't think, you know, the quality is there by any stretch. But I wanted to bring it to you. I wanted to show it. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.